Hey everyone, joining me either on YouTube or in the stream chat. Remember, you can join these discussions where I go live on the channel Mondays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today's topic, it's an interesting one because we're going over what constitutes an Elder Dragon. What exactly is an Elder Dragon, what defines an Elder Dragon, along with their history and how they're portrayed currently in the game. But this video is going deeper than just Elder Dragon lore. No, I want to know how the subtype Elder specifically has evolved in Magic's history. How was it used in the past and how is it used now? If you're enjoying these discussion videos, guys, be sure to show your support both on the video and in the chat by leaving it a like, subscribing, and of course, ticking that notification bell. Now, Elder Dragons were first printed all the way back in 1994 with the set Legends. These were the original 5 Elder Dragons: Bolas, Arcadia Sabbath, Chromium, Vivictus Asmati, and Palladium Mors. The Elder Dragons were the masters of magic, rulers of the mortal races, seen as immortal themselves. They were born from the Dragon, the physical avatar of dragonness, of dragonkind. The original 5 were hatched on Dominaria, with Ugin being the twin of Bolas. Despite being an Elder Dragon, Ugin has never had a non-Planeswalker card printed with the Elder Dragon creature type. And that's much unlike his brother Nicol Bolas, who both in Legends and the core set 2019 had a Elder Dragon creature card. How cool would it have been, though, if Ugin had a creature card before his spark ignited, right? He should have had a card printed like that in core set 2019 with his brother, but hey, we never get to see pre-Planeswalker Ugin. Through the oldest history we have in MTG lore, we know that the first dragons, the Elder Dragons, coveted power and dominance throughout the multiverse. While most of the action was highlighted on Dominaria, this extended across the multiverse, and it led to a civil war known as the Elder Dragon War, which slashed their numbers significantly. Not all died though, leaving us with initially these 5 on Dominaria. Others simply had their wings removed and they devolved into the Elder Worms, and others may have been kept and saved as mates. This was the origin story of the dragons, the lizard folk, Viashino, and even the massive worms we see on every plane throughout the multiverse today. Though Elder Dragons would forever be a recurring idea in MTG, after the 5 surviving dragons were printed in Legends, old school Magic comics would go over how these individuals met their ends. As the Elder Dragons died off officially, with Bolas being the last known survivor at the time, the lore was set up with these magnificent creatures to be more of a relic of the past with the start of the Ice Age. However, as we learned more about the Elder Dragon War and these characters' origins in Magic Core Set 2019, we also came to realize that what Elder Dragons really were, in the early lore of MTG, were a non-Planeswalker threat to other Planeswalkers. Planeswalkers at this time were legit gods, like, they could do anything. They could make entire worlds, create life, resurrect the dead, summon and bound entire theoretical concepts to their will. They were OP. The only threat to a Planeswalker was another more powerful Planeswalker, and power creep in the story was a real concern. So the Elder Dragons existed as a long-standing powerful threat that could challenge Planeswalkers despite not actually being able to Planeswalk themselves. It also meant that they could be used by Planeswalkers in a duel to show off just how powerful they were, either by summoning one of these powerful dragons or in defeating them. This was displayed perfectly in the old Armada comic, Dak and Blackblade, in which a Planeswalker was able to summon Chromium and Chromium's mate, Piru, also described as an Elder Dragon at the time, who was killed in that conflict. They became a way to push the story and development of Planeswalkers without involving more and more Planeswalkers with insane power spikes. This leads to a logical question though. What makes an Elder Dragon? Outside of simply being born from the Dragon, what sets them apart from any other dragon-esque creature in the Magic the Gathering multiverse? How are they used in the actual game itself? From a pure game mechanic standpoint, Elder Dragons as a creature type has gone through a roller coaster of a ride over MTG's history. As said, the Elder Dragon subtype was first introduced with the original cycle back in Legends, but after that, we didn't see the title Elder for another 21 years. Yeah, 21-year gap between Elder Dragon sightings. In Legends, the original Elder Dragons were meant to be a special class of creatures, designed to be a single word creature type, not Elder and Dragons, but one thing, elder dragons. However, this was changed later on. The title Elder was seen as sacred, setting the bar incredibly high and putting these 5 creatures into a completely different class than any other creature in Magic the Gathering. In the lore, we know of other Elder Dragons who weren't printed with that original cycle back in Legends. Ugin is just one of them, but we also know of a coveted second generation of lesser Elder Dragons. A card like Piru the Volatile in Modern Horizons 2 showed us that the Maid of Chromium, an original Elder Dragon, was also considered an Elder Dragon herself, but the lore is really conflicted here, and it's wildly believed that she was in fact the offspring of Elder Dragons, still a member of this race, yet weaker than their progenitors. While the Elder Dragon type today is used to represent old, long-lived entities of great power, a title of respect, for a long time, it was limited to just Elder Dragons, which were in their own unique race. Other races used the title and creature type Lord to fill their specific Elder niche. If you remember the old tribal lords, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But this would all sort of flip-flop as the subtype Elder would make a comeback in the Tarkir block after 21 years of not being printed in MTG. With the Tarkir block came the exciting return of Elder Dragons. Yes, Elder Dragons, now sporting the 2 separate subtypes, made a comeback with another cycle of dual-colored dragons who ruled over the plane of Tarkir. The Dragonlords, Dromoka, Ojutai, Kolagan, Atarka, and Salimgar. Now, these dragons didn't start off as Elder Dragons. If you remember, we didn't even see these creatures until the middle set of the block, Fate Reforged. And even then, they were simply just dragons. Later on in Dragons of Tarkir, this cycle would bring back the Elder Dragon title as an homage to the original cycle way back in Legends, but it also served another purpose that helped to redefine what Elder Dragons are today. In the case of Tarkir, these powerful dragons are in fact not Elder Dragons born of the Dragon. If they had survived the Elder Dragon War, they would have never had an older, non-Elder card printed as we saw. This means that they were not born Elder Dragons, but became them instead. This was a fundamental shift in the way that this title was used. With the story of Tarkir and the Dragon Lords rising to prominence over time, these creatures earned their Elder creature type by living long lives and gaining power and dominance over that plane. They are elders in that they led groups of subordinate clans and worshipped or feared or admired. This is also displayed in their overall lifespan. They are quite literally elders. What's unique about the Tarkir Elder Dragons is that they do in fact have some ties to the original cycle back in Legends. We learned that on Tarkir, all Elder Dragons, and all dragons in fact, were born directly from Ugin's essence. This means the Elder Dragons of Tarkir are a second generation of the real Elder Dragon race. Though Ugin created them from his magical essence rather than through a mate, this puts into contention if they really are a part of the Elder Dragon's second generation, much like Piru is expected to be. It still ties them closely to this powerful race. We wouldn't see another Elder Dragon specifically again until Strixhaven was released. Dragons of Tarkir was released back in 2015, and with Strixhaven being in 2021, that's another 6-year gap. Not nearly as long as the first 21-year gap, but still pretty substantial. The Dragons of Arcavios, the plane where Strixhaven is found, have a similar story to those on Tarkir. Their title of Elder isn't necessarily one they're born into, as they too aren't members of the Elder Dragon race. Rather, it's a title of respect given their position within the plane's history and the culture of Strixhaven. Unlike those on Tarkir who place their lineage in line with the original Elder Dragons, being the offspring of Ugin, those on Strixhaven are the first fully unique dragons to have the Elder title. They were born during the birth of Arcavios, as the mana of 2 planes smashed into one another, coalescing into their eggs, which hatched into these powerful conduits of magic. The Strixhaven Elder Dragons are literally vessels for magical energy and spells. However, this alone does not earn them their title as Elders. That comes with their founding of the Strixhaven School of Mages. As founders of this prestigious academy, the people of the plane looked at these dragons with respect as teachers, thus they're elders. Still, this means that in terms of raw power, while the Strixhaven Elder Dragons are certainly powerful mages, they don't really compare to the level of power wielded by the original Elder Dragons, or even those of the Tarkir Dragons, being the second generation of that group. The Elder Dragons of Strixhaven, they just feel different from both the original legends as well as the Elder Dragons of Tarkir. Like, they're just not as impactful. Their lack of involvement in the story, their station as relics of a plane's past, this all ties them to the separation from the actual Elder Dragon race and makes them Elder Dragons in name only. So we've gone over what Elder Dragons were, their history, mechanically, and how they've evolved. We've seen them on other planes, Dominaria, Tarkir, and Strixhaven on Arcavios. But what's this all mean for this coveted creature type? How has it changed, and what does being an Elder anything mean today? While it took 21 years for the Elder title to see another printing since Legends, it's certainly nowadays taken on a more broad usage. Long gone are the days of the specific Elder Dragon race, and now anything old or respected can be considered an Elder. This was first really seen with the Elder Dragons in Strixhaven, but they certainly weren't the first, just the first that made me sit up personally and pay attention to what was going on with this rarely used creature type. In modern day Magic the Gathering, the Elder creature type has been expanded upon and tied to other subtypes outside of dragons, the first of which I believe came in the Ixalan block with the Elder Dinosaurs. Yes, dinosaurs do have Elders among their ranks, and I'm not sure where the creature lineage lies with these guys. They're big, scaly, and mean, so they could be the distant offspring of dragons, and maybe, just maybe, they're loosely tied to some of the Elder Dragons in the Multiverse, but that's really just a stretch. More likely, thankfully, they're probably just big old dinosaurs that have lived very long lives and are worshipped in some way by the dino-loving human clans of Ixalan. We also saw the Elder title tied to a demon in our return to Dominaria. It would have been nice to see a callback to the original cycle from Legends in our return to Dominaria, but the Elder type does make a comeback to its plane of origin, being used on Belzenlock. He is a demon and thus really, really old, but he also runs a deeply dedicated cult on Dominaria, as well as being one of the strongest demon lords who forged a contract with one Liliana Vess. So that would certainly classify Belzenlock as an Elder, at least in this newer definition. And even more recently, the great Elder Titans of Theros from Theros Beyond Death. We don't get any real lore to speak of from this set because Wizards of the Coast just hates having fun, but we can speculate that the likes of Kroxa and the dreaded Uru are leaning more on their Greek mythos inspiration than any real connection to Elder Dragons. Clearly, Titan is not a creature type in MTG just yet, or at least I don't believe it is, correct me if I'm wrong. So how do you make these creatures feel more titanic? Well, they're old, they're big, just make them Elder Giants. It was a fair compromise, but leaning more on their source material than anything else is why these guys have the specific Elder title. And that, you guys, is about everything you need to know about the Elder Dragons and how they impacted MTG, and the evolution of what used to be a more exclusive creature type. Elder has certainly gone through some extensive changes, but maybe it's for the best. If the Elder Dragons are, right now, tied only to the last living remnants of the past, Bolas and Ugin, and with both of their stories being tied to the meditation realm, with Bolas imprisoned there by Ugin now without a Planeswalker spark, expanding on the use of the Elder subtype was needed to make sure that it didn't fade to history. Some of you may think that letting this proud type age gracefully into retirement may have been the right move. Lock it in the vault until it can return in some way, maybe tied to true Elder Dragons, born of the Dragon, perhaps lost vessels of a time long past in MTG, but that's not realistic. Elder is just a title now, not a race, and maybe that's for the best. Elder Dragons were built to be powerful monsters to challenge the godly powers of Planeswalkers back when threats to Planeswalkers were at a minimum. But with Planeswalkers being nerfed to the ground, Elder took on a different meaning, thus expanding its use. Some things are best buried in the past, and while the Elder subtype is still with us today, its essence is long gone. Whether that's good or not is up to you, the individual players, to decide. So why don't you let me know in the comment section below. Are you happy to see more elder monsters in MTG, or do you wish it stayed reserved for only the most powerful dragons in the multiverse? If you're enjoying these discussion style videos, don't forget to leave this video a like, comment, and subscribe, as well as take that notification bell so you guys can join me on the channel live with my streams for when I go live. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya!